10 years old. It was a long time. And it was a few years before I met his dad. But when I did meet his dad for the first time, and if all of you remember, Mr. Tormey, he'd be a very imposing figure. And the first time I heard his, voice, he's got a very booming voice, even though it was high pitched, it's very booming, it was very intimidating. And I was a little unsure about, how Mr. Tormey went, but you got to know him through your love of sports and his love of sports. And, he knew that I was a Yankee fan, and, he never let me live that down for years. That's all he ever did was talk about the Yankees stink and this and that. And it made me realize, what a great guy he is, because he cared about Jim's friends as much as he cared about Jim. And he loved all of us that grew up with Jim and then went to college and so on. We played at the Optimist, and he could never get over about our friendship, about how through the years we remained in touch. We remained friends. We'd get together for golf trips. We'd get together for weddings. And Mr. Tormey was just blown away by our friendships and how long it's lasted. And he was so proud of that. But the thing that I remember the most about Mr. Tormey was his generosity. When I was in, 9th grade, I started taking golf in junior high. And I didn't have any clubs. But my coach in junior high said that I had a really good swing and I should consider, playing golf more. So that's great. It's about I wasn't that good a coach. But when I was at Jim's house one day, and we were talking about golf. The subject came up about the clubs, and Mr. Tormey said, do you have any clubs? And I said, no. And he said, hang on a second. And he comes back out with golf clubs and a bag. And he's like, Jim's getting new clubs, and we're, just take these. And I was blown away. I mean, a full set of clubs. They're McGregor's, I believe, weren't they?
I think you still use them.
Yeah, well, no. It just absolutely blew my mind that he would do that. And now I had a set of golf clubs. He was a great man. He was one of the people in my life that I looked at as far as a role model. Some of my friends' dads I was very close to. Jim's was one of them. I will miss him a lot, and I am so glad that I had the opportunity to get to know him. I really am.
All right, well, I just want to say one last thing. My dad, went to the first ever Dolphin game, the first ever Marlins game, the first ever Panthers game, and the first ever Heat game. But I still, since January, I've just been trying to picture Dad, and I've done this through the years, but especially the last few months. Imagine sitting in the Orange Bowl, and Dad really never had a team until the Dolphins. That was his real, he had Notre Dame, and he had Willie Mays, he had Johnny Ladder. But he goes to the first ever Dolphins game. And Joe Auer returns the opening kickoff, 95 yards for a touchdown in the first ever game. Imagine my dad's face. He must have been freaking. We're going all the way. And then the last play of the game, of the last game of the first season, I think it was John Stone threw an outlet pass to Joe Auer, and he went all the way for a touchdown. So in the first bookend of the season, I just try to picture my dad with that look on his face. So we're going to go out. Oh, gosh. Well, we're going to get wet. So come on, we're going to go out. We're going to do a little prayer. It won't take long. We're going to sprinkle some ashes, and then we'll come back.
I want to thank everybody for coming. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.